Good day, CCF family. I am Pastor Iko De Leon, representing CCF Eastwood and also the Big Ministry. And I'm here today with Pastor Ricky Sarthou for our Sunday Fast Track. For our first question, you mentioned in your message that lying is one way of speaking unwholesome words towards our brethren. So my question is, would this include white lies, especially when we're trying to protect or avoid hurting them?
Thank you, Pastor Ikoy. That is indeed a very relevant question. First of all, the term white lie obviously does not appear in the Bible. And I believe that when we talk about lying, we're talking about purposely distorting or withholding the truth with a malicious intent to deceive, particularly for our own benefit. Okay, so that's the general definition or description of lying. Now, I know where this question is probably coming from. It's like in a situation where a dearly loved one has been diagnosed with a serious disease and the family is asking, should we tell our family member or not? That's probably an example of a situation where this question is coming from. Well, first of all, I do realize that every situation like this is very delicate and has its own set of circumstances. But I believe, in general, based on the Bible that says we need to speak the truth in love, we need to do exactly that. I believe that the person needs to know the truth. Now, we will need tons of wisdom from the Spirit of God, how to say it, when to say it, who should be the one to say it. But in the end, I still believe in the principle we must speak the truth in love.
Thank you, Pastor Ricky, for that answer. And for my next question, we are commanded to love our enemies, but admittedly, it is very difficult for a lot of us. So how can we genuinely serve and edify them through our words?
Wow, that is a really tough one, Pastor Ikoy. Now, the question is, how can we genuinely serve and edify them through our words? Well, first of all, I would say, make sure that this person has not become your enemy because of something wrong you did to them. Because if that is the case, the first thing you need to do is to apologize and ask for forgiveness. And I believe that will be a sample of edifying words you can speak to them. But if you have not done anything to really earn their anger towards you, and if you have an opportunity, let them know that you're praying for them, for example. After all, Jesus said we should pray for those, for example, who persecute us. And let them know that you love them. Let them know that you've forgiven them for any wrongdoing that they've done against you. And how they react to that, well, that's beyond your control. Now, some of you might say, tell them I've forgiven them. What if they haven't even apologized to me? Very valid question. And I know there are arguments on both sides. But I remember the example of Jesus. As he was being crucified, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And he was speaking within hearing distance of people who were not apologizing to him, but who were actually driving nails into his hands and his feet. So if you ask me, should you forgive even if the person has not apologized? First, forgive them in your heart. But yes, if you have a chance, let them know that you've forgiven them by all means.
And for our last question, Pastor Ricky, as elections get near, how do we respond to people who have different political views or are aggressively disagreeing with our own beliefs?
The hot topic of the day, politics. Well, I actually go back to the message from last Sunday about beginning spiritual conversations. Our brother Sean McDowell talked about bringing down walls, building bridges, finding common ground. Perhaps, again, by the power of the Spirit, you can find first common ground with people who may have differing political views versus yours. That common ground could be the love of our country. And then you can proceed to talk about how you personally believe you should choose a leader. And then you can talk about biblical values. So again, if you want to learn how to wisely vote for our elected officials, especially this coming election, and you want to help other people learn how to do the same thing, check out the Christian Values Movement, where they will teach you about Christian values like character, competence, justice, accountability, family. And these are all Bible-based. And Lord willing, this could be a common ground that you can win them towards so that you go beyond discussing politics and then turn the political conversation into a spiritual conversation about Jesus and the gospel.
Thank you, Pastor Ricky, for answering all our questions. And that's it for our Sunday Fast Track. God bless.